All right, good morning. Welcome. All right, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining our practice. Maybe get that a little further away. Okay. All right. So let's start with our self-massage again today. Yeah. So we can tuck our thumbs into our fingers, let our hands rest on our thighs, and we can take a couple moments to just arrive. So bringing awareness to the three treasures. And just taking some time to feel into your body and the alignment of your body, the physical sensations. Noticing the breath and the movement of the breath. How the breath can help to reveal more physical sensation, how the breath can help to create ease and space around physical sensation. Just noticing the mind and to what extent the mind is engaged with the body and the breath. There's this nice word in Chinese, or I guess it's two words, it's a phrase, Gan Ying, G-A-N-Y-I-N-G, Gan Ying. It's most often translated as resonance. And Gan means to interact, and Ying means to respond. So it's like this interactive response, or this resonance. So just, tuning into the resonance between the body and the breath and the mind. There's an interaction that's going on. There's a response between the body and the breath and the mind. Just feeling into what that quality is. Continuing to maintain an awareness of your body and your breath and your mind. And we can bring our hands together, preparing for our self-massage, getting some heat generated in our palms, taking a nice deep breath in, exhale, shaking it out, and then rubbing the palms together. And if you'd like, you can massage one hand with the other in whichever way feels good to you, just exploring being curious of what things feel like, getting to know yourself a little better. And whenever you feel complete with that, you can take another nice deep breath in and shake it out, relaxing your arms, your shoulders, relaxing yourself, and then rubbing the palms together again. And let's do a different face massage that we do sometimes, where we'll tap. So we can take the middle and ring fingers, tips of the middle and the ring fingers, starting on the inner aspect of the eyebrow, just gently tapping. And you can follow your eyebrow out to the edge and then back in, and just working like this at your own pace. And inevitably, as you're working along this ridge, you may find a spot that feels a little tender, and so you can give that spot a little extra attention. Just tapping just as much as is comfortable. No need to be uncomfortable as you're doing this. And then you can work your way out to the outer edge of the eyebrow and the eye socket, and the space in between the edge of the eye and the ear above the cheekbone. And again, just like we always do with this self massage, just exploring, finding what feels good, what feels like it needs a little extra attention, and giving those spots that extra attention. There are many acupuncture points in all of these areas that we're going to be tapping. Several of them are the junction points where one meridian ends and another meridian begins. And often there are blockages that can occur at these junctions. If you'd like, you can move beneath the cheekbone onto the big jaw muscle. And just taking your time with this muscle, it holds quite a lot of tension. So many of us tend to clench our jaws or grind our teeth at night. So just give this area some of your attention. Just support this muscle in relaxing and allowing things to move through. So many reasons why tension can build up in our jaws. It's like maybe we've bitten off more than we can chew. Maybe we have a lot of things that we want to say that we're not expressing. Whatever it is, doesn't even necessarily really matter. We can just feel into this tension. We can give the attention some attention, allowing it to move, to be felt, so that it can release, transform. And then whenever you feel ready, you can work your way underneath your cheekbone, out towards the spot between your nose and your upper lip. And you can hang out over one particular area, or you can move back and forth under the cheek, back onto the jaw muscle, over the teeth and the gums. And then when you're ready, you can work back out onto the jaw and work your way down the jaw to the bottom angle of the jaw, and then out the lower jaw in between your chin and your lower lip. And there's a point in between your chin and your lower lip. The name in English translates as the fluid receptacle. And you may notice as you're tapping this point, you get a whole lot of saliva generated. So if you ever are suffering from a dry mouth, you can tap this point. Fill your mouth up with saliva. Spend some time just letting it accumulate. Drop into a Qigong state, because they do find when you analyzed saliva from people who are in a Qigong or meditative state, it tends to be more full of digestive enzymes and immune enhancing antimicrobial properties. And then you can work your way back out to the angle of your jaw and then coming underneath the neck, and you can either gently tap your neck or you can gently stroke from just underneath the chin down the neck, working with the lymph, working around our neck muscles, our voice box, our thyroid gland. And then you can work your way back up just behind that angle of your jaw, and you can continue to either gently stroke, or if you want to very lightly tap in between the base of your ear and behind that angle of the jaw. It's another spot that can be pretty tender, whether that's due to tight muscles or lymphatic congestion. And then you can work your way up behind the back of your ear, gently onto your head, the back of your head. And there's an acupuncture point in this area. It's kind of in the area where several of your cranial bones come together. The name of this acupuncture point is called skull breathing, which I think is very interesting because this is a spot that people who do craniosacral therapy tend to spend some time tuning into to feel the cranial rhythm or the breathing of the skull. Very interesting. And then your fingertips can come up above to the top of your ears and maybe hanging out right above, maybe an inch or so above the top of your ear over that temporal bone. There might be a slightly tender spot that you feel there. This is an area, another acupuncture point used quite a bit to treat balance issues, to treat tinnitus. The name of this point is called the cicada palace. Like when you're hearing cicadas, even if they're not there. It's also the location of another big jaw muscle. So it's nice to spend some time here. And then working your way back around, maybe onto your forehead, maybe tapping along the edge of the hairline at the top of the forehead and working your way down slowly back to your eyebrows, back to where we started. And then let's take a deep breath, shake it out, rub our palms together, and then give ourselves a gentle massage on the face, just integrating all of that we did. And then taking our fingertips and running them over our scalps, front to back or back and forth, or however feels good. And then when you're ready, your hands can slide down the back of your neck and around. Nice big breath in and out. Rubbing the palms together. That's kind of refreshing. And some of you are probably familiar with the emotional freedom technique, EFT, which involves tapping a lot of those same places. So, you know, you can give yourself a self massage just as we did. And if you're familiar with EFT and you want to use the aphorism that goes along with that, you're welcome to bring it in. Generally, the aphorism begins with, even though ... I ... You know, so even though I feel stressed and tense, I believe in my ability to relax. That's one. One that I like is like, even though I don't know exactly how it works, I believe in my body's ability to heal. So, you know, you can call in whatever you want. The thing with aphorisms is if they don't ring true, they don't work. So like if you're freaking out, you can't say I'm calm, because That doesn't feel true to the body, you know, but if you say, even though I'm freaking out, I know eventually I will become calm, that might land with a little more resonance, a little more Ganying. There will be an interaction and a response to that, as opposed to just a rejection of that. Okay, rubbing the palms together. Let's massage our ears, forward circles over the ears. And a deep breath. Shake it out. Freshen it up. Breathing. Breathe with your whole body. Breathe through your whole body. Let the breath bring you more into your body. Let the breath bring more of the universe into you, more of yourself out into the universe, just facilitating that exchange, that interaction, that response, that Ganying, that resonance. And then we can massage our shoulders, beginning with the left arm to the right shoulder, alternating side to side, taking your time, moving at your pace, which may be different than my pace, and that is totally okay. One more on each side. Breathing in, shaking it out, rubbing the palms together. And let's open our chests in a slightly different way than we sometimes do. So let's start with a soft fist, maybe your thumb on the outside of your fingers. I like to support my elbow because I need some extra support for my shoulder. And let's just tap underneath the collarbone where we normally hit with our bird beak. We can just use this soft fist. If you want to even come up onto the collarbone itself, all the way out into the shoulder joint, up on top of the trapezius muscle where we were just kind of landing with our hand. If you want to open up your hand and pat that way, you can. If you want to use the edge of your hand, you can do that. Try different things. And then working back down underneath the collarbone. And then we can come down on the side of our breastbone. And if you want to make your beak with your fingertips now, you can, and kind of work in between the ribs, getting those muscles where the ribs and the muscles and the sternum all come together. And then let's do the other side. And again, however this works for you, try different things. Pat right along the bone, if that feels okay, the bone of your collarbone. Pat on your trapezius muscle. Just see how many different ways you can do this and how many different ways you can do it that feel good. We don't have to be stuck in one way of doing things. We can have options so that we can feel into different things and what feels good right now, what feels good in this moment, what's most applicable or what's most useful, what do I resonate with? I guess that's our special word of the day, resonance. And again, working down along the edge of the sternum and the ribs. Ooh. Yeah, there's a lot of tension that can build here just from the shoulders being rolled forward, the head being carried a little forward, sitting in chairs, driving in cars, typing on computers, reading books, so many things. And the acupuncture points that run just off the edge of the sternum, these relate to the upper kidney meridian. The kidney meridian relates to water. This area is right in the area of our heart and our lungs. So it's bringing the water of the kidneys, the will of the kidneys up to temper the fire of the heart, to moisten the dryness of the lungs. It's a good area to have things moving through, to be circulating freely. Now we can bring both hands. We can do our gorilla pat over the chest. You can yell like Tarzan if that's what you're into. Yeah, you could have fun with that, doing that for a while. Loosening up any kind of phlegm or congestion in our chest. Physical congestion, emotional congestion. Getting silly with it. And then you can move down onto your lower ribs and opening up the hands, patting the lower ribs if you'd like. Patting over the liver, the gallbladder, the stomach, the spleen, the upper small intestine known as the duodenum. And then you can start to massage this area and your hands can come out onto your belly. And then maybe just bringing the hands onto the belly, bringing the hands together and massaging your abdomen, massaging along the base of the rib cage, finding any tight and tender spots, giving those spots some attention. And then when you're ready, your hands can come around your lower back or around your waist to your lower back, massaging your kidneys and your adrenals and your lumbar spine and your lower rib cage. And then when you're ready, you can draw your hands out, shake them out, rub your palms together, take a nice deep breath. And let's massage our arms. So a little tap to the fingertips, and then running up the outside and down the inside, going with the flow of the meridians. Just doing this, maybe inviting the intention of just facilitating flow. Things moving in and things moving out, just like the breath, just like the things we eat, just like the experiences we have. We encounter them, we interact with them, we respond to them, we let them go. Up one more time, and then down. Changing sides, tapping the fingertips up the outside, down the inside. The different side may have a different sensation, or as they sometimes say, different side, different story. But it doesn't matter what the story is. Up one more time and then down, breathing in and out. Rubbing the palms together. You can bring your feet out in front of you and you can massage your feet with your hands. If you're sitting in a chair and you can lean over, great. If you want to bring one foot up at a time, you can do that. If you would rather just massage your knee joints, I think that's just as good, just as meaningful and valuable. And then when you're ready, if you'd like to find the deepest spot, the deepest hollow on the bottom of your foot, or the deepest hollow on the backside of the knee, and just apply some gentle pressure there and just tune in. Tune in to your response to this stimulation. And then when you're ready, we'll draw our hands up the inside of the legs and around our hips and down the outside. Let's come up one more time and around and down and out. Big breath in, shaking it out, and rubbing the palms together, tucking the thumbs back into the fingers, letting the hands rest back onto the thighs, and just relaxing. Bringing your awareness to your body and your breath. And noticing your mind and the space around your mind. And just take a moment to maybe listen to something that's very far away. And when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. All right, great. Any questions about anything that we've just done? Okay, well, good. So just very briefly, I just want to mention, I think it was maybe a week or so ago, I sent out an email about this online training that I'm participating in. It's called a level 2, but it's open to any of you who might be interested. You don't have to have had level 1 to participate in level 2. It is a basically like a self-cultivation program, but it's also a teacher certification program for this Tai Chi Easy and the integral Qigong that we've done in this class before. So just wanted to put that out there. I think there's an early bird pricing that is expiring maybe next week or so. But if you're interested, you know, lots of information about Tai Chi. I think it was earlier in the year where there was a whole story that came out, you know, NPR talked about it quite a lot, cognitive enhancement Tai Chi, which is basically just Tai Chi, and how good it is for brain health, for longevity, for, you know, preventing issues of like dementia, Alzheimer's, neurological conditions, things like this. The VA actually has a grant to pay people to come teach Tai Chi to veterans. So, you know, that's something that would be available. This form that we teach here and that the certification is about, Tai Chi Easy, is actually recognized by the VA. They know it. They've had trainings before. So, you know, if that's something that you're interested, whether it's for your own cultivation or if you feel like, you know, this is something I would like to take out and share with my friends, my family, veterans, other people in the community, that's an option. So that's my shameless plug, and that's all I'm going to say about that. And now we can move on to our practice. So continuing on with easy, accessible Qigong forms. So what I'd like to do is do some Wuzhong Qigong, which we've done before, but kind of introduce some of the modifications that I don't know if we always do them, but we'll do them today, and working with kind of, you know, very easy, moving into maybe just easy with the modifications. And then we could continue on with there and reviewing even the 5 elements Qigong, the Liu Qi Qigong, and just kind of doing just a lot of easy, accessible movement that feels good. So let's get into that. Right, and thanks everyone for being here on Zoom. All right. Good. So let's begin by just kind of finding a comfortable position. And the nice thing about this Wuzhong Qigong, looks a little dark on screen, sorry. Okay. So this form is very easy to do in a chair. So if at any time, if you want to sit, you can do that. If you're sitting and you want to stand, you can do that. So, so again, ease and accessibility is the name of the game. All right, so just finding a comfortable stance, and we can start about hips width apart, shoulder width apart, whatever feels comfortable. At any time, you can always adjust the width of your stance. And let's take a moment to just tune in here in this posture, standing posture if you're standing, or retune in if you're sitting. And you can close your eyes if you'd like, and let's lift our toes off the ground. Let's let our knees unlock. And just gently think about spreading the floor apart in between your feet so that you can really feel the outside edges of your feet rooting into the ground. And you might even, you know, like lift up all of the balls of your foot, of one foot, and really spread your toes apart and set them back down so that you can really feel that outside edge to the pinky ball of the foot, and then into the ball of the big toe joint. So you have the big toe joint, the pinky edge, the edge of the foot and the heel, and really feeling that contact of the foot on the ground. And when you feel those 3 points of contact, or maybe 4 points of contact, you can let the toes relax. And whenever you need to, lift your toes up to reconnect with those 3 points of contact. Outside edge of the foot to the pinky toe, heel, big toe mound. That's our stable center, or our stable foundation. And again, whenever you need to, if you're feeling a little unsteady, think about spreading the floor apart in between your feet, coming into the outside edges of your foot. And that will help you feel stable, grounded, and mobile as well. Stability and mobility. So soft knees, and then just with our minds, traveling up our bodies into our pelvis. When you get to your pelvis, just let your pelvis be however it is. If you want to tilt it forward, if you want to tilt it back, if you want to circle it in one direction and in the other direction, just to kind of feel the mobility of it. But we don't want our pelvis to be fixed or stuck or rigid. We want it to be able to hang freely in space. I love the image of a hot air balloon. That's the rib cage. And then our pelvis is the basket hanging underneath the hot air balloon. And so as we breathe, there may be a little bit of micro movement in our hips. We want to allow that. We want freedom in the hips to happen. I think it's very important to maintain the natural curve in the lower back. We don't have to exaggerate it by sticking our butt out, but we don't want to take it away either by tucking the hips forward. We just want the natural curve in the low back to be natural. Like, this is a big concept in Qigong, is just being natural. Doing what we're already doing naturally. We're already breathing. We're already moving around in our bodies. We're already thinking with our minds. So how can we bring intentionality to those things? So allowing the natural curve in the back, allowing the pelvis to be free, and then with our mind rising up into the rib cage and thinking about breathing 360 degrees, like we have a cylinder and the whole cylinder is expanding in all directions as we breathe. Like thinking about the diaphragm as an umbrella opening and also relaxing as we're inhaling and exhaling. Not just the front of the ribs, not just the side or the back, but all of it. How much space can you take up with your breath? I guarantee you it won't be too much space. And as you're finding that 360-degree expansion with your breath, continuing on, moving up into the neck and into the head, and from the back of the head, just reaching back and slightly up, almost like someone is taking the backside of your ears and just pulling you back and slightly up, lengthening the back of the neck, which leads to a slight tuck in the chin, getting nice and long through the neck, long and lifted through the back of the head. And as you breathe, think about breathing up into the bridge of your nose, where your glasses would sit if you wear glasses. When you breathe high into the bridge of the nose, it engages some of these muscles in the neck that help to then lift the collarbones so that the shoulders can spread wide and fall away from the head, getting more length and strength in the neck. A lot of times our neck muscles are short and tight, and that's why we have neck pain that radiates down into our arms. So we want to get that length from the back of the head. We want to activate those muscles by breathing high into the nose. And again, just checking in with some of these postural cues. 3 points of contact on the feet, spreading the floor apart. Soft knees. 360-degree breath. Reaching back and up through the back of the head, breathing high into the bridge of the nose. Feel the activity of just this. This is essentially an isometric strength training exercise. We're lengthening muscles, we're strengthening muscles, we're teaching our body how to stand tall and strong and in a healthy, functional way, just by doing this. And so maintaining this awareness, let's begin to move a little bit. So as you inhale, turn your palms forward. And as you exhale, turn your palms backwards. Very gently, as you inhale, turn the palms forward. Let your weight just shift into the balls of your feet, but your heels stay on the ground. And then exhale, turn the palms back. Let the weight shift into your heels, but the balls of the feet stay on the ground. And then inhale, a gentle rock forward, very subtly. Exhaling, palms back. Maybe your hands can start to move back behind you, weight in your heels. Inhaling, the hands come just forward of the body. The weight is in the balls of the feet. And then exhale. And we can slowly just start to build from here. So inhaling, let the hands come a little further. Weight in the balls of the feet. And then exhale, knees can soften. Keep your spine long, your hips can shift back, but keep the spine nice and tall. And then inhale, holding at the top of your inhale. And then exhale, holding at the bottom of your exhale. Moving like this for a little while longer. Breathe with some strength. It's almost like a muscular breath. Hips back, hips and head moving away from each other. The next time that you inhale, if you'd like to try it, let your weight come into the balls of your feet. Maybe your heels come slightly off the ground. And then exhaling, as the hips move back, the balls of the feet stay on the ground, but the toes can lift a little bit. And then inhale. Finding your rhythm. On your next inhale, take one foot and bring it in. And then exhale. On the next inhale, take that same foot, step it out. And then exhaling, step the other foot in. And we'll step side to side like this. So we inhale and step out. Exhale, step in. And the step can be very small. The idea is that there's a moment where we're basically on one foot, even if it's just for a split moment, a split second. If you want to take a bigger step, you can. And take your time with this. There's a lot going on. Make sure to bend your knees, keep your joints soft. And the hands don't have to come up so high. They can come up even just chest level, heart level. But we are activating and turning on all of these small muscles around our ankles and our knees and in our hip joints. We're activating proprioceptive awareness, basically programming our nervous system to be more aware of itself and aware of the space that it occupies. So on NPR, they would call this cognitive enhancement Qigong. And then we can step out, and then you can stay here as you exhale. Let's do just one inhale and exhale. And now we're going to take a step forward. As we inhale, just step forward with one foot. And then as you exhale, that same foot comes back. Other side, inhale, stepping forward. exhaling, stepping back. So just a different direction, different sensation. One of the benefits of these practices is neuroplasticity. The key that unlocks neuroplasticity is novelty. So doing things that are novel, are a little new, a little different. And sometimes new doesn't mean like most recent. New means something that has always been there that we've never noticed before. Like how often are we really paying attention to what it's like to take a step forward and backward? And all the different things that go into that. One breath here, standing in place. On the next inhale, take a step backwards. And then as you exhale, same footsteps forward. And now the other side, inhaling and exhaling. And you can go as slow as you want with this. You can move a little faster if you want. But just taking the time to feel the weight shift, feel the different muscles that get turned on, that get activated. Maybe even noticing one leg versus the other leg. Like, how does it feel? Does one leg feel a little more stable or stronger than the other? And there's no judgment around that. There's just a noticing. One more time, stepping back and then forward and standing in place. Inhale and exhale. One more like this before we introduce another modification. So for this modification, as you sweep down, bend your knees a little deeper, reach out and up, and then come down. Inhale, bending just as much as is comfortable. So getting a little more of a workout for the glutes and the hamstrings and the quadriceps. All of these hip and thigh muscles, which are so important. Considered to be longevity muscles. They help us get up out of chairs or get up off the ground. They also help to circulate blood and fluids up against gravity. So if we have swelling in our ankles, varicose veins, sluggish lymphatic circulation, this helps all of that, which helps our metabolism, it helps our immune system, it helps balance out our hormones. A couple more. Hips moving back, knees bend slightly, and then reach out and up with the hands. Let the hands almost pull you up. One more like this. Exhaling. And then 3 more, nice and slow, just the basic movement. Inhale, heart level. Exhale. Hands move back past midline. Really slow the breath down here. Inhaling slowly. Hold at the top of the inhale and then exhale. One more. And then come to center, come to stand. Take a moment, just breathe. And check in. Maybe lift your toes off the ground, 3 points of contact, spread the floor, unlock the knees. Breathe 360 degrees into the cylinder of your torso. Lift up through the back of your head, slight tuck to the chin. Breathe high into the bridge of your nose. Feel what you feel like. Another Qigong movement. Let's inhale the hands up the front of the body, and then turn the palms up and look up through your hands. Exhale, the arms come around to the sides, make fists with your hands, chin comes towards the chest, squeeze the fists together. And then inhale, rolling yourself up, palms up, look up. Exhale, arms come around, chin towards the chest, rounding the upper back, squeeze the fists together, and again, inhale. Exhale. As you squeeze your fists together, you can make fists with your toes. You can scrunch your face up, bring your whole body out, and then inhale. Exhale. Again, you can clench everything up as much as you can. Just squeeze. And then release. Inhale. Flush everything through. Get rid of everything that you don't need to create space so that you can inhale everything that you do need. And flush it through. And so it's just a constant coming and going, a movement, a renewal, clearing out the accumulations, the accretions, refreshing, repairing, renewing. This is one of the best things for helping our immune system. One of the best things for just clearing out our energetic anatomy. Breathing all the way out, bringing yourself out. Let's do one more full cycle. Nice big breath in. And exhale. Release, squeeze. And then roll yourself up and relax. And again, just take a moment, check in. So let's move from these first two Qigong Qigong movements. We'll move into the 5 elements Qigong and then the Liu Qi Qigong. So the first element we begin with is water. So on your inhale, just gently rise your arms up to the sides, and then exhale, relax, turn your palms up, and then inhale, gather. And exhale, the water descends. So this is the primary movement of water, is descension. Take as much time as you need with this. And then with this movement, again, like we're evaporating, we're drawing water vapors up. And then we're gathering and we're condensing all that vapor into a cloud. And then that cloud rains down fresh summer rains, which we've been getting a lot of here, which has been wonderful. The ground is soft and green. And again, inhaling, relax, gather, and receive. Just let it move down and through you. Taking your time. Inhale, draw up the energy. Exhale and gather the energy, and then inhale, consolidate. And exhale, receive. So this yin and yang nature of the water, there's this activity, there's an application of will, making something happen, and then we just relax and let things happen by themselves. That balance. One more time, we'll gather up. And then exhale, just let the water descend. Let your arms rest by your sides. Take a couple breaths. Next element is fire. So we can inhale the hands up to the heart. And then exhale, pressing out in front of us. Inhale, open out to the sides, the hands come in. And then exhale, pressing wide. Inhale, the hands come in. And this time we're going to exhale, press up. Inhale, the hands come down. And exhale, press down. And again, moving through that sequence. Inhale. Fire likes to spread. It expands our boundaries. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale. Palms up. Exhale. Inhale. Pressing down. Exhale. Again. In. And as you exhale and press forward, you can counterbalance with your weight, not rocking too far forward, and then inhale, opening out to the sides, hands coming in. Exhale as one arm reaches one way, the other arm reaches the other way, stretch. Inhale. Palms up. As you press up on the exhale, you can sink down through your seat, and then inhale. As you press down with your hands, reach up and back through the backside of your skull. One more time. In and out. Open your heart far. In. Out. Open your heart wide. In. Palms up. Open your heart high. In and down, open your heart deep. And then inhale up to the heart and exhale. Take a moment and breathe. Roll your shoulders out if that feels appropriate. Maybe roll your whole arms forwards and backwards. Now the next element, the wood element. So our arms can come out to the sides, and then we'll take this window hand, bring it up, shift the weight. The hand comes down the middle, and then send the arm out to the sides. Now this hand, window hand, will become a beak as the other hand turns palm up. Bring yourself back to center. And then shift your weight towards the beak hand. Send the hand out to the side, stretch. And as this stretching hand becomes a beak, the other palm turns up. And then lift. And sink. Bending and straightening. Extending out, stretching. Switching, sinking down, extending out from the center, And not going so far away from center that we become unstable, and then gathering up and down. Extending out. Switch. Take your time, just let this movement be like a meditation. Gather. Out to the side. Up. Returning to center. And from the center, we extend. One more time. Gathering up. And down. Extend out. Now both hands can come up. And then exhale down. Take your time. Take a few breaths. The next element, the metal element. We can inhale up to the chest. And then exhale, palms up. Inhale, reach through the thumbs and the index fingers out to the side. Bring the hands around. And then exhale, pressing up. Inhale. Exhale down. So it's almost similar to the fire element, but different. Inhale. Exhale, arms out so you can see on Zoom. Inhale. All the way around. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Again, in and out. In, stretch your lungs. Out. In. Out. One more time through. In. Out. Receive. Release. Receive. And release. Rest for a few breaths. The fifth element, the earth element. So from here, just let your arms gently sweep back slightly and then bring them around to the third eye, connecting with the upper dantian. And then the arms open, out and around, gathering everything to the center of the chest, the middle dantian. And then open, out and around, gathering everything to the lower dantian. And again, relax. Inhale, upper dantian. There's a very gentle undulation as we move with this. Opening, out and around. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. At your own pace, moving with your breath. In, out. In, out. And relaxing here in Wu Ji posture. Middle fingers and ring fingers pointed at the lower dantian. Let your elbows be holding elevator doors apart, knees slightly bent, lengthening through the back of the neck, breathing. Breathing in between the shoulder blades, behind the heart. Another breath in. And then exhale, relax. The arms can float up as you inhale. And then exhale, palms back to back, moving into Liu Qi. Inhale, arms up. Turn the palms to face away so the pinkies are reaching back behind you. Exhale. You can bring your chin towards your chest, rounding the upper back. Palms back to back. Inhale. Palms facing away from you. Exhale. Knees can bend, rounding. And then inhale, like the sun is rising in the morning, rising up into the sky, becoming its full expression of light. Let's do two more. Inhale. Open. Exhale. Palms back to back. Inhaling. Arms up, reach the pinkies back behind you, stretch. Exhale. To transition, we'll roll up just as we've been doing. The hands come up, and then the arms come up and turn, palms facing us now. The hands float down the front of the body. Take your time, breathe naturally. The hands come on either side of the thighs. Send your hips back. The knees bend. The spine stays long and tall, just about to the level of your hands at your knees. And then the arms float out, lifting through the thumbs and the index finger. Press through your heels. Bring yourself up. And then relaxing down the front of the body. Take your time. Hips move back. Knees bend slightly as the arms slide down to the knees, and then hips and hands move away, pressing through your heels to come up. Take your time, nice and easy, receiving inwards and downwards. Slight bend in the knees, weight stays in the heels. You can lift your toes, press your hips up. Rising up and down. Taking your time. As the arms reach out, the hips rise up, heels, weight is in the heels. You can inhale here and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. In one more time. And out. And in. And out. Transitioning, we inhale up and into the Celtic weave. So we exhale around, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Sweep the arms back behind you. And then down, just as far as is comfortable. Again, pressing through the heels, come up. And make a circle for the upper dantian, for the middle dantian, for the lower dantian. Hands sweep back, make sure we get the back side of our body included and rising up. And again, it's like we're clearing out our energy field. Creating a space that is ours intentionally. Back and down. Up. And again, have fun with it. Back and down and then up. One more. Sweeping back and down, coming up. And then open. Lift. Turn your palms down and exhale. Transition. Palms back to back. Inhale up. Exhale, open. Inhale, lift. Turn the palms down and exhale. As you inhale up, and then exhale out. On this inhale, if you'd like to lift the heels, and exhale down, you can do that, but it's not required. Inhaling, just finding a nice rhythm with this movement, like a fountain, overflowing. A couple more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last one, in, out. In, out. Transition, inhaling up. And then crossing at the wrists, the hands come down the front of the body. Uncross the wrists, sliding down the inside of the thighs just as much as is comfortable, and then bring the hands up chest level. They come in, the palms are back to back, and then lead with your pinkies, stretch up, and then cross the wrists. I'll get closer for the zoom. Hands come down, uncross, down the insides, and then rising to about chest level, palms come in, back to back. Lead with your pinkies, stretch like you're a unicorn. And then cross and down. Uncross. And then just as low as is comfortable. And then the hips and hands reach away. Hands come in, palms back to back. Lead with the pinkies, become a unicorn. And again, crossing at the wrists, bringing the insight of the mind deep down into the potential of the body. Rising, palms back to back, stretch. A couple more, cross and descend. Take your time. Sink into your body. Go down just as far as is comfortable. Let your weight remain in your heels. Press through your heels to come up. Palms back to back. Stretch. One more time. Uncross and down. lift, and become a unicorn. And then the palms can come together and they can descend down the front of the body. As they get to the level of your heart, keep turning in, and you go so far inwards that there's nowhere else to go but back out. Palms are back to back. Dragon breathing. I'll mirror you so we can take our right hand, sweep it down and back. And then with a dragon claw, like you're hissing, and then draw your hand back behind your head and back around through the heart. And then other side, down and back. And clear everything out. That dragon fire can just vaporize everything that needs to be burned up. And then inhale, exhale. A little closer for zoom. One more on each side. Pressing the palms together. And then you can let them relax. Inhale the arms out to the sides. Exhaling down. Again, inhale out and up. Step the feet a little closer together. And exhale. Hands can fold over the lower dantian. Relax your arms by your sides. Just take a few moments to drift. And then let's rub our hands together. You can relax your stance. We can massage our faces up and down a couple times. Back and forth over the head. Down the back of the neck and around. Over the chest. Lower ribs and belly. Around the waist to the lower back and the kidneys. Draw the hands out. Shake it out. Pat up one arm. And down. Up the other arm. And down. And then around and down the back of the body. Up the front. And again, around and down. And up. Then you can shake it out if you'd like. A little bounce, a little shake, a couple sighs of relief, a blither if you're up for it. Great. So it's a nice movement snack. Any questions about any of that? All pretty straightforward. Okay. Well, thank you all for being here. Thanks for practicing with me. I will not be here next week, so no class next week, but there will be then I'll be back after that. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week or 2 weeks. And next time that we meet, we will be in the second phase of summer. So enjoy that. Still lots of warmth and sunshine left. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. And again, thank you so much for practicing with me. I really appreciate it. Okay, bye.